is Monday morning, which means it's time to check in with what's happening from Hollywood and TMZ. Dax joins us now live from LA. Good morning, Dax. I hear our friend Chris Brown is in trouble with the law again, getting himself thrown into some trouble.
Yes, that is accurate. So Sunday night, last night, basically Chris Brown and Frank Ocean, it seems like they got into a fight outside of a studio here in LA. And you know what? It was all over a parking spot. So Chris's side is saying that Frank Ocean showed up and jumped him and his buddies over this parking spot, saying it was Frank Ocean's spot and not Chris Brown's. And of course, Frank is saying a complete opposite story. He is saying that Chris Brown and his guys jumped Frank as he was coming to the studio. We do know that the cops are considering Frank the victim because he is the one that stood around and actually filled out the police report with them, where Chris Brown did not stick around to talk to the cops. So obviously this is a developing story right now because it just happened a couple hours ago, but we should be finding out a little more soon.
Well, and Chris Brown and his anger issues, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about that for a long time, you know, since Rihanna. So, you know, to see him do something like this again, you're just kind of like, what's happening with the guy? Now, you guys actually...
I think that's the big thing is people aren't as surprised, you know? And the other thing is Frank did tweet recently that a couple hours ago that his finger's cut, and he said, you know what, after getting jumped by Chris and his buddies, he's probably not going to be able to play with two hands at the Grammys. So it could affect more than, you know, just a one-night fight.
That just seems unnecessary over a parking spot. You guys, though, over at TMZ are in the news a little bit yourselves, making us all laugh with one of our hometown Western New York boys. Fill us in.
Okay, so Matt Damon, we got him out the other day, and basically he is a diehard Patriots fan. And, you know, we asked him about the Patriots losing to the Ravens the other day, and he just did not want to acknowledge it. He was like, look, if the Patriots were all healthy, you know, i.e. Gronkowski being injured, he goes, we would have beat the Ravens. That's it. He didn't want to accept the fact that they had lost. And then when we said, well, what about the big game? You know, who are you going for? And he goes, look, he didn't even want to answer that question. He goes, you know, I am rooting for a healthy Patriots team, and then he left. And I was just like, I love it. He is such a fan. He did not want to even pick a side for the Super Bowl.
Well, and Rob Gronkowski, you know, you guys got giggling about, you know, how handsome he is, and he is handsome.
Well, of course. I mean, I don't think anyone's denying that. We did a whole package the other day on basically his good looks, and, you know, it's funny.
It is funny. Thanks, Dax. We appreciate the check-in from Hollywood. We'll check in with you next Monday as well. Now it's time to check in on the forecast with Amelia.